All right, so what you see here is a somewhat dejected looking me as Rapunzel during a rehearsal for Stephen Sondheim's Into the Woods. There are two things you need to know up front. One is that Rapunzel is this iconic princess role that requires a near operatic ability to perform. Two is that I am not a singer. When I was a small child, if you asked me what I wanted to be when I grew up, I would tell you very confidently that I wanted to be a famous singer. At my mom's Tupperware parties, I would grab my little step stool, stand up in front of everyone, and perform heartfelt and emphatic renditions of my favorite children's songs, like I'm a Little Teapot and the seminal classic, Peas porridge hot, peas porridge cold, peas porridge in the pot, 9 days old. At my dad's bar and restaurant in Eastern Market, Detroit, I would make up songs for the patrons who were willing to entertain the precocious young child of the proprietor. I was cute, I was confident, and people would pay attention to me. But I grew up, and I grew out of my cuteness, and I grew out of my confidence, as a lot of kids are unfortunately want to do. And as I got older, it became really apparent to me that singing was not my strong suit. Through a series of poor attempts at being in choirs and auditioning for musicals that were kind of soul-crushing, I became very aware that that was not something I should be doing. My own family, who is incredibly, wonderfully loving and supportive, would say, oh, Allyson is a great actress, she's a beautiful dancer, but she's not much of a singer. my own friends, who are all insanely talented people, when a kind stranger would say, oh, anyone can sing, they would just kind of look at them, look at me, and no. So eventually singing went from the thing that made me so happy to the thing that gave me such intense anxiety that I still carry with me to this day. When I have to sing in front of people and sound somewhat good, there is this pit in my stomach that forms, and my heart begins to race, my throat begins to close up, my cheeks go flush, and tears begin forming in my eyes, and all I want to do is just crawl into a cave and disappear, because I am so ashamed that I am not perfect. And so I swore off doing musicals, but despite that, I was still a performer, and I had a lot of luck as I grew up with just regular stage shows. Oftentimes I was the comedic roles because I am willing to sacrifice my dignity on my own terms for laughter. So eventually, I would become very involved with my hometown of Marshall, Michigan's small semi-professional theater, the Greatest Stage Company. And there I would have the chance to play roles that I didn't think I'd have the chance to play anywhere else. I got to play Gwendolyn in The Importance of Being Earnest. I got to play Shelby in Steel Magnolias. I got to be Becca in Rabbit Hole, and so many other amazing roles. And they gave me this chance to shine and show so many sides of myself, and I was so grateful for them. And even when the time came for musicals, I loved being involved. I would never be in them, not in a million years. But I loved being behind the scenes. I would assistant direct, I would choreograph, I would run tech, I would help build the sets, and I loved that it was my opportunity to stand back, step off the stage, and help everyone else shine. I loved that. So when we decided that we were going to be doing Stephen Sondheim's Into the Woods, I leapt at the chance to assistant direct. I wanted to be there through that whole process. So I got to be there for the production meetings and auditions, and I was there every day, and we had this wonderful cast. We had some people came from an hour away to be in our little theater show, and we found some amazing talent. Our Rapunzel was beautiful. She looked like a doll. She sounded like an angel. She had the most perfect face you can imagine. She was just idyllic, and to top it all off, she had like this beautiful golden curly hair. I mean, she literally looked like a Disney princess. It was perfect. So naturally, 3 weeks into the production, she dropped out. And that was the first time our director, Randy, approached me, and he said, "Hey, Allyson, if I can't find anyone else to fill the role, will you think about stepping into Rapunzel?" And I was like, no. That is not my place. My place is off stage, making you all look great. I don't need to be up there. I don't belong with these people. And so he understood, he respected my decision, and we found someone else, and she was also beautiful and perfect and talented, so she dropped a week later. And that was the second time Randy approached me and said, "Allyson, I really, really need you to do this. I don't know if I can find someone else for this, and I really believe in you. You are so talented." And I'm like, "Randy, you haven't heard me sing enough." But I told him, "Okay, let me just think about this." So I went home and I thought about it. I wanted to do it. I mean, I was never going to get a chance like this ever again in my life. Being in a Sondheim show when you can't sing? No. But I was also really scared because I don't want to humiliate myself. None of us want to humiliate ourselves.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. And so I go back the next day and I say, "Okay, Randy, I will do this show on one condition. I can play off my singing for comedy." And he was like, "Great, awesome, I believe in you. Thank you so, so much." So 10 days before we opened, I stepped into the role of Rapunzel. It was actually kind of easy because I already knew the lines and I already knew the choreography and I already knew my blocking, and so that was the easy part. I knew a lot, but one thing I didn't know was that the musical director had not gotten the note that I would not be singing for Sirius. So when it came to the parts where I had my solos, I would just be doing my thing, you know, and she would be down there banging on the keys of the piano, trying to make me match the notes that are coming out of the piano, but I'm not going to do that even if you're holding my cat above the fiery pits of hell, okay? It's not gonna happen. But still, the show goes on. Eventually she understood that you can't make me try to sound good. And as you can see, I looked like a princess. I mean, the costume was amazing, and I had this beautiful wig, and I was feeling myself. I was the Disney princess that the part of me, a very small part of me, but part of me wanted to always kind of be. And so came time for opening night, and I am terrified. Is the audience going to get the joke? You know, are they going to be laughing at me? Are they going to be laughing with me? Or even worse, are they just going to be kind of silent and awkward and like, okay, when's she gone? So come time for my grand entrance, I hear the witch come onto the stage. "Oh, where is my Rapunzel and her beautiful music?" So I throw open my tower window and I go, and much like this, the audience erupted in applause and laughter, and I did it. They got the joke. They were on my level. And the rest of the show goes beautifully. I get more laughs. I have this beautiful, vulnerable moment with the witch where she is just so disappointed in me, and I'm so sad that I've gone against my mother's wishes, and I, as the actor, am crying actual tears into her lap and feeling every single moment and every bit of shame and despair and fear. And then I get this great death moment where I run off stage, the giant squishes me, and I scream bloody murder. And the entire theater is silent for a moment. The following week, the review came out, and I fully anticipated not being mentioned. And it said, Allyson Miko plays Rapunzel, an often forgettable role with humor and heart.
Woo!
I did it.
Yeah.
And it just went to show me that you don't always have to be good at something to do something well.
Yeah.
Thank you.